There we go. Welcome to episode number 18, How to Become a Sales Warrior. I'm your host, Eddie Pods. And this is my co-host, Ty White.
How you doing, everybody?
How you been, Ty?
I've been great, man. I've been feeling good, feeling great, and I'm excited for our trade show coming up.
I really thought you were going to talk about tomorrow.
That too. But we've been celebrating a lot. It was just your birthday. We just had so much fun. But tomorrow is Tequila Tuesday.
Yes, it is. I'm hosting, going to have hopefully around 50 companies there. Yeah. My boss from Florida is flying up to be part of it. We're raising money. We've got two different charities, two different organizations that are going to donate the money. One is my networking charity group, and the other is the Comac Chamber. So we're asking for a donation at the door so we could donate money. I think last year we donated $3,500. So,
and your favorite Tequila Tuesday bartender will be back in effect.
Back in
Everybody
effect.
was. I had the party going last year, so I'm excited.
I'm going to keep you up to that again this year. So we are here to help a younger generation of men and women salespeople try to get to the next level a little quicker than it took me. It took me 20 years, and not from a lack of trying or lack of success, but so many things that I learned along the way that had someone pointed these little things out, probably could have shaved 3, 5, 10 years, depending on how quickly I started reading my book. And to be honest with you, it could really make a difference.
Absolutely. And it's made a difference in my life, man. Everything you've been able to teach me just in, what's been almost 2 years?
It's a year and a half.
Year and a half. I was in business 3 years already, and just that year and a half, I've tripled, what I was able to do by myself just by honing in on a certain thing and focusing and making a plan and sticking to it, man.
Got to make the plan.
I had 75 plans back then.
So episode 18 is about associations from the book of my book, bestseller. Yeah, okay. How to Become a Sales Warrior. It's about associations. I'm a big fan of this associations. One of our previous guests, John Bormiller, remember John?
Yeah.
When I first came to Pods, he, immediately said to me, I need you to join. I need you to continue this membership of this organization that I joined. And he said to me, Eddie, it's not going to work if you don't get involved. Simple words like, oh yeah, of course I'll get involved. Yeah, people just say what they're supposed to say. Yeah. And then you show up at your first meeting and they're already recruiting you. They see fresh blood, new meat.
Yeah.
And I immediately got signed on to the trade show committee. Perfect.
This is Finari, right?
Yeah, this is Finari.
Yeah, that changed everything for you.
It changed everything.
Yeah.
It helped me, become Eddie Pods from the friendships that I created and the people that I met, who really just, let me know Eddie Pods is in the room, which was always comforting when you go into a networking event. You walk in, 10 people know who you are.
Yeah,
you feel
good.
kind of special. You feel you can pump your chest a little bit more, and it had to do with those simple words, get involved. And I forgot to thank John when he was in here because I took it and ran. I ran 2 trade shows all by myself as the lead man, where we had over 120 vendors, crazy amount of time, dedication. But the bottom line is I would not have met all those people if I didn't get involved.
Nor would you have gotten that experience on how to run those things. Because now, you're able to control a room a certain way because of those experiences. And I even see when we do other events, when we go out, and how serious you are about the data and the organization of it. That doesn't come from just being a wallflower at events.
No, and that's the thing. The wallflower people, they're the ones who aren't getting returns on their money.
Yeah.
I just sent a note to my boss the other day for this trade show in Charlotte. I think it's a great show for us to walk, not go, not put a table up. Why? Because I know I could get just as much out of the business by walking the show rather than getting a booth and doing that. Not that I love doing all that, but sometimes you have to pick and choose what you really think is going to be successful. Personally, and this will air long after it, I just want to go to North Carolina to visit my buddy who lives in Lake Norman.
Our Zoom buddy.
Greg, Greg, our Zoom guy. But anyone who is in business, join an association. Networking groups are great, but associations focus on something that's different than a chamber. Chamber is a whole conglomerate of different people, where an association has a mission statement of what they're doing, what they're trying to do, and the people in that association are in your field.
Yeah.
Meaning you wouldn't join this association if you didn't think these people needed your services. A balloon artist is not going to join a contractor league. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it is very strategic, and it's really the ROI isn't just dollars and cents. It becomes dollars and cents, but it's really about getting your brand out there.
A lot of people are also scared of taking on extra responsibility too,
Of course.
on top of what they're already doing, and they feel like their hands are full. But I've never taken on more responsibility and didn't get better at what I do based on my plate being more full. And you know that just from some of our other groups, and you take on some more responsibility, and then you find in that responsibility, it's like, oh, I learned this, which made me better at what I'm already doing. You know, so it's good to take on more responsibility.
So Mark, one of our guests, my security buddy, I've known for a dozen years, coached his kid in soccer. He joined the Comac Chamber a couple months back. Kind of said, "Why don't you come down?" Of course, I joined with him. 2 months into it, me and him host a speed networking, just like you did, Carly. Speed networking, which I must say I was pretty impressed with yours. I did a good one. I thought yours was just a little bit better. But right away they saw leadership. Right away they recruiting me and Mark to join the board. Within 2 months of being in this organization, not being anything other than myself, but they feel there's a value there and that we should come. So Mark, calls me up and he's like, if you do it, I'll do it. If you don't do it, I'm not doing it.
That sounds like Mark.
That sounds like Mark. Yeah. So, I'm the big brother. Yeah, of course, man. Let's do it. So with that, they teamed up with me to do Tequila Tuesday. So we sent it out to the whole membership. I think we have 35 companies coming, apart from all my other networking buzz. So, getting involved, taking leadership.
It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
I hope so. My boss
listen, if you added that whole other factor to it that you didn't have last year, and last year was already great.
Correct.
So, it's going to be big.
All right, we're going to get into networking tips. Every week we give one. And this one seems trivial, but it reminded me of Carly's event because I met like 3 great people and they followed up with me and I didn't follow up back as quickly as I normally would, but this morning was that day. I returned all emails to all 3 of the people that I met, invited them to tomorrow's event. They already responded back, thanks so much, I'll see you there, blah, blah, blah. But, okay, it was only 10 days ago. That's not bad. It's when you don't do it at all. So,
that's the good. I was going to actually say that too. Sending you the emails is it also just invite people to other small events because you know who I got that from, Sandra. She would just since the day I met her, she would just invite me to just random nice little things that could maybe benefit you or just to get a list of people and start inviting people to things, and then you'll build your own little team, and then you go somewhere and then you'll be able to introduce people to them. They'll introduce more people to you. That's a good idea too.
Trade show tip. So we got a trade show coming up. What did I tell you we should do?
Oh, the giveaway? Or the raffle?
The raffle.
Yeah, the raffle. Raffle away something, a TV or... And honestly, that's what we came up with, right?
That's what we came up with.
We're going to do a TV.
I'm not giving the one that's in my closet.
Come on, you still got the box and everything.
No, but, I did one in Vegas, and these 2 guys went out and bought these, like, $150 of Johnny Walker Blue. I'm not a big knowledgeable about Johnny Walker.
No,
but I know
that's
the blue
good
bottles.
Scotch right there.
Yeah. And I'm not a Scotch drinker.
It's more than $150 too.
Yeah, whatever. And they,
Where were you?
I was in Vegas.
Probably cheaper there. Yeah.
But the funny thing was, I said to the man, so are you just pulling a name? Or are you going to give it to someone you want to give it to? Yeah. And they're like, oh, no, we're going to pull a name. And I'm like, okay. So what's the reasoning for that?
If you just pull a name, it's going to be just anybody there that, you want to pull the person you're going to have you had the best connection with, or you want that meeting with, or you want, that real introduction with outside of the show where, you want that sit down one-on-one. Here, because they're not going to forget you.
A year ago, Ty didn't know this.
No, I was watching this. I remember in Lake George, the guys across from us, they did their whole winter thing, and I was like, wow, they won. And then they came up to us, and they were like, oh, hey, we picked that lady.
We picked that. There you go. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
That's smart.
Well, what time is it, Ty?
Oh, yes. Old-fashioned time. Let's go. My favorite time.
All right.
And after old-fashioned time, we're having Carly come in.
All right. Sounds good. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in 2 minutes. back to episode number 18, How to Become a Sales Warrior. We have our special guest today, Carly Hariton.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. It's great to have you.
From Charlotte Lane Media.
Yes.
I got it. I remember it. All right. Very good. Very good. Let's do an old-fashioned toast so Ty can tell us why we're toasting.
We toast
Cheers.
every episode to an old-fashioned, because this is the drink that basically birthed our friendship. And we met at a networking meeting and sat down and discussed how we could help each other's businesses. And from then on, it turned into this. So we always for real, you know, none of this was there at first. It was all just an idea, you know, over an old fashioned, you know. And every time we got together, we just built more on it, more on what we could do together. And it started off with him just helping me with my business and giving me pointers to me telling him, you know, where to go in the direction of his book or his
the
audible,
yeah,
his Audible, and then the podcast and things like that. So and now we make this segment to talk about something new that works in business, something old that still works in business, but that is the basis of our friendship.
Sure.
So again,
cheers.
Cheers.
Old fashioned and new fashioned.
And this week's old-fashioned comparison, what we got?
We're doing social media because we have our social media queen here. So we're talking about doing your posts, and whether you're posting one by one or you're posting on something like Hootsuite, or what's the one that you were saying that
I
you
use Loomly right now.
Loomly, which you're going to teach me about because I know nothing about it. But taking the time to do things one by one, going through now that there's all of these different TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, you know, all YouTube, all of these different things. If you're going to take the time to post individual posts for everything, or you're going to use one platform to get your posts out, schedule them, that way you're able to, I guess, get on with your daily life.
So most of the men that I know are doing the old school, one at a time. And the smart people learn that there's a platform that you could not only put it out there, you could put it out there sometimes 4 to 6 different verticals. And you know, you could actually set it up on a timer if you want, release when you want. But for me and the podcast, you know, I've hired Carly to help with getting this out there better. I'm good at creating content, but I'm not good at publishing content.
Sure.
That's where I need help the most.
Sure. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time behind the camera. This is, I'm not usually in front of the camera, so it's so nice to be here. But yeah, there's a lot of strategy in social media. And if you're going to be posting on several different platforms, and you want to be posting every day, if you're doing it manually one by one, switch to the next app, that could just really be taking up a lot of time. So these apps are used to simplify that and to schedule in advance, and basically so you don't always have to be thinking about posting. You're just making your content.
So I want to post on all of my platforms, but not the same video. Let's say I only want this video to be on Facebook and Instagram, but I want these pictures to be on LinkedIn. You could schedule it separately like that as well?
Yes.
That's
so
cool.
Basically you can set it up so you could see all of your accounts on one calendar. And then when you go to schedule it, you can choose which accounts you want to post it to. There's a color coding thing, so you could actually look at the calendar and see the distribution of how much you're posting these photos or anything like that. So it's a great way to keep organized and separate different parts of your content.
It sounds like it's not as easy as it sounds, though. Also, it sounds like you still have to be creative, even in that.
Sure.
It's not just I'm going to download this and be great at it. It sounds like you still have to know what you're doing. That's why you do what you do, and not everyone's like, why would I need Carly if I have Hootsuite? Like, no, it's not that simple.
It's not. But that leads me into...
You have to show direction.
It's honestly, it could be a full-time job. If you're marketing your business, you're taking that attention away from your clients and your work, and you're putting it on social media, and that's what I help my clients. I offload that work.
Would you rather be selling or playing on social media? I mean, you have to draw the line. And we've done that. So best new business decision of the week, we usually wrap about one, and mine this week was hiring you.
Oh, thank you.
For How to Become a Sales Warrior. It was the best decision, that we want to take moving forward. We'd love for this podcast to catch on a little further, have more followers, have more guests, people buy more books.
Yeah.
There is a goal there, and that was my best new business decision. What about you?
Mine was on the way here making my Pack Pros Facebook. We have the LinkedIn and the Instagram, which I don't post on right now. And I have the Facebook, so I'm gonna start posting and taking these videos, and like I said, just every few, whenever. The thing is, we do really cool stuff in our life, but I don't necessarily always take the time to document it, but it's like if we're
I'm
always
gonna remind them.
I'm
always remind them.
like everything we do, it's like the moment is awesome, but it's like I don't think to.
I know. That's very hard to do. You have to get into that mindset.
Yeah.
And for you, best business decision of the week?
So I'm really on the same page as you. It's funny because I post on social media for my clients, but I was not doing it for myself. So I've told myself that I need to slow down. I need to start taking my own content, start filming myself, start taking pictures everywhere I go for work. And I started doing that, and I've been building up some attention on LinkedIn, Instagram, so nice. I'm excited about that.
Excellent. Best new connection of the week. So every week I meet somebody new, someone who's going to help me, and I say it like that because my best connection this week, I did it, as we talked about on the show, I did an event down in Delaware. It's a 3-day festival that netted me 65 containers. And last week I got an email introduction to another project manager. And he just emailed me back this morning, giving me the opportunity to bid on a project that's coming up in 3 weeks. Probably won't win it. Price will come into play. They're using a bigger container that comes in cheaper than my container. But I got in the arena. And the only reason I got in the arena was because I made this great connection with someone who thought enough about me when their event was over to share me with another of her coworkers. So that was a great connection. Thank you, Molly. Hopefully I'll see you at the Wine and Food Festival.
My best connection is a job that I'm doing in a couple of days. I had an old friend reach out, so I'm not going to throw you guys under the bus, but College Hunks dropped the ball.
Oh, Hunks!
College Hunks dropped the ball, man. This guy called for a quote. I guess they didn't show up or whatever didn't work out, and I went in there, found out the guy owns like 4 properties, of which he has troubled tenants. They move in and out. They leave their stuff behind, so he's going to need a lot of our services.
Cool. You?
That's great. This week I've been really locking myself in my room and buckling down on video editing, but let me think. In the recent time, the best connection I've made.
I thought you were going to say me. I really did.
Well, you obviously, honestly, I really appreciate that you are the kind of person who is a connector, and I try to be that way too. Really, oh, you do this, I know some people, or, just come talk about what you do. You had that event where it was about website upkeep, and then you had me come and talk about social media.
Which was a total surprise that you were not planning for.
You're like,
awesome.
Carly's going to come to the front now and talk about social media. So
and people were very engaged.
Yeah, but I would say the best kinds of people for me to be meeting are people in marketing, because we all focus on a very specific area of marketing. So I like to be a connector and, bring people onto projects like that.
We did that already. So we were just, before we started shooting, she's like, I work with a group that has a lot of people in assisted living that deal with that. Maybe you should come by. So I was like, it sounds like Eddie. You sound like Eddie already.
There you go. All right, there's sales guys and women. I'm driven by numbers. I'm driven by the big of the now. What was my big win of last week? Texas State Fair. It's an existing account, but it hasn't been handled well. We don't even know if we're making any money, because somehow we donate 20 containers to the fair, and then someone's got to figure out if we're actually making 20 plus containers back on rental to pay for those containers. So someone else set this up. Well, my first week in, and I think I'm already at 22 containers. And we still have 3 weeks to go before the event kicks off. Had a great meeting with the ops team down in Texas this morning. So basically, this is a cool operation. I've never done this. So again, learning something new. They have an area where they're going to land 30 containers. They're going to be locked with a combo lock. I get the list. I get the combinations. Someone wants to order, they have to call me. Most of them already are because I already took care of that. I give them the combination once their credit card's on file. On file.
Nice.
And then they have a forklift on site, and one of my teammates or another teammate will drive the container over to where it has to go. Pretty cool operation.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's gonna I think it's gonna hit around 50, 60 containers. So
awesome.
for me, that's another big one, which I'm really excited about.
Awesome.
Big win?
Big win. My big win is going to be Tequila Tuesday tomorrow.
All right. Fair enough.
I always get, because to be honest, last year, I think, what did I get, like 3-4 jobs out of bartending as Tequila Tuesday, because I personally like being behind the bar because it's Tequila Tuesday. Everybody wants to drink. You have to personally speak to every single person individually and make their drink, and then they love you already by the end of the night because you
bartender.
Yeah.
Hey, bartender.
That's my guy Ty right there. Yeah. And so it's just a lot. Rather than maybe walking the whole room, mingling, stopping from person to person. No. They all come to me.
Sure.
And I don't gotta run around, and all the hors d'oeuvres come right in front of me. I get to stand.
I got my daughter and her girlfriend. They're waitressing.
That's great.
Pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
You are our lead sponsor.
Yes, sir.
He's going to get a chance to speak in front of everybody, which will be good. And what about you? Big win of the week.
Is this a client win or?
It's a big win. Could be personal.
Could be anything.
This morning, I was with my client who's a podiatrist, and I've been putting videos on TikTok and Instagram, and he just booked another surgery from a TikTok video.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. That's
Pretty
awesome.
cool to think about. That's how people are booking surgeries now from social media.
We're going to get into talking about you, but I want to hone in on something I want to ask this question. Can you connect your people with your other people that you're working for via having them connect on the socials?
Oh, sure.
So if you're doing something for me, can you push it towards them as well? Knowing it's coming from you.
So you mean all the accounts following each other and liking and interacting?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I
There's
do.
there's got to be value in that.
Yeah, I mean it.
Because I want to see your other production. That's really where it's leading.
Oh, sure.
I want them to come up on my feed on TikTok. I'm a big TikTok guy. Facebook's not so much. LinkedIn. I love TikTok. And
Yeah.
I want to see what work you're doing besides mine out there. I want to see it.
Sure, I'll follow them from
All right,
the
there you go.
podcast
That answers my
account.
question. You go, brother.
So now we get into your stuff, and I wanted to start by just seeing where the journey came into. You told me a little about it over there, but I want you to tell the audience how Charlotte Lane Media started and what was the journey going into it.
Sure. So I kind of accidentally fell into marketing. I was actually going to be a French teacher. That's what I went to school
Really?
for. Yes.
You speak fluent French?
Yes.
Wow, that's
Used to.
It's been a while,
Both
but
my kids,
I'm trying to go back there. But anyway, I started working at an art center and right after college because I loved art and culture, and they said, we have an opening in our marketing. Do you want to try it? And I said, I don't know anything about this. And they said, don't worry, you'll learn. So that's kind of how I got involved with this marketing. I've been learning on my feet as I go. And I started working. I basically, any opportunity
That came.
that
I was like that too.
it just happened that way.
You have to start somewhere.
Yeah. So basically, I became the marketing director at law firms. I continued on my career, and I started working with companies like myself because I was always in a relatively small marketing department where we needed to outsource things.
Okay.
So I remember my boss said, Carly, you should be an orchestra leader, not a one-man band. So I kind of took that, and we started working with social media companies, with Google review companies, all different kinds of businesses. And they showed me that I could be doing marketing from the other side. I didn't have to be that in-house person. I could kind of be that
Director.
yeah. But I could, I saw the people that I was working with, and I like the idea of being able to work with different kinds of businesses and
Mhm.
have these clients and, you know, not be that in-house person. So I started doing that on the side, and it turned into Charlotte Lane Media.
Nice.
So we really went through your bio. So you have some achievements on your bio of one of your clients getting a 500% increase in LinkedIn for a law firm, 9,000% increase on Instagram in 30 days. So what strategies are you using to get these results?
Sure. So each platform has a different strategy that I use. The client with the 9,000% on Instagram was a medical spa, like a wellness spa, and that's very different from a law firm. So with the law firm on LinkedIn, I was really focusing on getting people in their industry to see their content. So we were making content about the practice areas, blog posts, events, things like that. For the med spa, we started posting videos on Instagram, and it went from they were doing it themselves to now I was on this task and we were posting regularly, and that explains the increase. That really you get what you get out of it, what you put into it, you know.
So she mentioned health spa. How's my face look today?
Oh,
Me and the wife
You were
went-
glowing.
My wife and I got facials yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how do you? Because like I said, you're working with different, a variety of different type of people. How do you change your strategies based on who you're working with?
Sure. It's really, I really love that part of my business where I could work with different kinds of companies. I mean, I could work with a diner, I could work with a podiatrist, everything in between. So I take these skills that I've learned about social media and content, and you have to know your target audience. So basically that's who you want to be viewing this content, who your ideal client is, your customer is. So once we get we see what audience we want to attract, that kind of goes into the strategy of the content. So it's not just posting individual posts, it's really coming up with a strategy. And, this social media is really a brand new sales funnel, honestly.
What are you going to exactly talk about, and what the mission is, and who's going to be the people? And I'm sure certain things are easier to promote than others too.
Sure.
Like certain things you see feedback right away because everyone's interested in it, and other things it's like you got to really strategize how to build up an interest around it.
Sure, you definitely have to build up an interest. You have to see what works and what doesn't. And I'm talking about organic social media. So this is just posting. This isn't putting any money behind it, Facebook ads or anything like that. But with organic, it could take some time to really see growth for your people to find the page. So I always tell my clients, they're coming. The activity's coming. We're building up to it.
We're impatient.
See, the thing is, but I'd rather organic, because if you're just paying for just any and everybody, I don't want just any and everybody calling to hire me either. I want people who saw it, they know, they're familiar with it, they know what they want, not just because it was like a buzzword today and they're like, oh, let's just,
Sure.
call and try to get the cheapest price, or, it's like, no, someone who believes in it and, understands the mission and they know what they're getting. That comes from organic growth rather than just paying for ads for just whoever to see it.
And exactly, your business is people call you when they need you.
Yeah.
So
yes.
other businesses, let's say it's a hair salon. You want to target women this age, this area. They go to the hair salon every couple months, So and for you it's a big life event.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to tailor the strategy that way. It's not, you can't just click on a Facebook ad to get that perfect person. You kind of have to. Yeah.
What are some of the common mistakes businesses make with their social media marketing, and how could they avoid them?
I would say that each social media platform has its own culture, and
Know your place.
kind of know what language to use, know how to interact, read the room in a way. Especially with TikTok. It's a very, I love it because it's very genuine, it's authentic. There's attorneys on there who are sipping coffee on their front porch and they're just talking about the law, or it's or they're in their car. You don't have to be buttoned up,
Right.
sitting straight, like you're in court. You could relax a little bit on there. So that's something that I would tell everybody is really get a sense of what you're getting yourself into once you start posting on these platforms.
I know nothing about TikTok.
You're gonna learn, brother. You're gonna learn.
All right, can you just tell us about like this one? I guess you said this has been 6 months now, right? Since you've been on your own.
A little longer, yeah.
Has there been a big project in that 6 months that's like really been a turnaround for you to be like, all right, I know I'm going full steam ahead, like this one project, whether it was monetary and you made a lot of money, or whether it's just you made that company that successful, or you've seen a turnaround quick that made you just, understand that this is what you want to do? Is there one project or one client that you can...
That you said, I'm going into business for myself?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a whirlwind these past 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Just being able to be here with you and, meet new people, and that's been amazing with this turn. But I would say projects. I'm not sure if I could think of one. I think honestly, just seeing these results in my clients and them coming to me and telling me that they're booking surgeries and then calls and
even
sales.
that one, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's really what made me see that my work is actually really making a difference.
So it's not even like a specific project. It's like this journey itself. The journey itself of where it's brought you. And it seems like people are really receptive to what you do in the groups that you're going to.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of social media marketing stuff with the people that, groups that I go into. I don't see a lot of it. Up when we went to Connecticut, that was one of the only times I seen someone really step out and say, hey, we have a studio, we do the pictures, we do the this, we do your promotion, we do your posting. Is that somewhere where you think you'd want to go eventually? Like maybe having a small studio where you could do the photo shoots, because then you're not just taking the content and posting it, you're creating the content for them.
Yeah,
even if you had a room like this, you
yeah.
know?
I would love to have a studio like this. Right now, I'm kind of a studio on wheels because I do go to my clients and I film them. I have the equipment, but you should see me with my green screen under my arm, and so. Oh
wow! You said that like for headshots, or just for creating videos or TikTok stuff.
Mainly videos. Yeah, I do that. I have a diner client where I bring my rotating plate and I film the food spinning around.
Wow. Use a Lazy Susan.
It's electric. It's so cool. And then
just hold the button, press the buttons.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then when I edit it, it's like slow-mo, like beautiful syrup drizzle, stuff like that. So I've been acquiring
creative.
Creative and using this tech. I have like camera stabilizers, stuff like that. So right now I just upgraded my camera bag, but I would love to have a studio one day.
What kind of camera do you use?
I use a Sony, a video camera.
Like an A7S type of?
Yeah, I use a ZV-1F right now.
Okay. Know a little bit about that stuff. My boys are in. I do audio production, but I have a lot of friends that do video production, and Sony's are really good cameras.
Yeah.
So is that what a lot of these people are using in these videos that I'm seeing? Are you using green screens to make a lot of this stuff happen? Because I'm wondering how people are putting themselves in front of all. They make these funny videos and they'll put themselves in the grocery store, and I'm like, are they just doing that with their phone, or is? I
mean, you could if you had a more busy background behind you. It might not cut you out so well. Yeah. So that's why I use the green screen.
Because then you're perfectly cut out, and then you can place that person into whatever.
Yes.
Okay. So I understand how you do it now. Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, like if you're sitting in front of a bookshelf or something, then it might be
You'll see I've seen those.
Tricky.
Yeah. So it just makes it clean.
Makes it
nice
clean.
And clean.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So being that I did hire you, this question isn't just for the audience.
Okay.
This is for me too. How do you stay ahead of all the trends to continue to get the results that you plan to get from me?
Sure. A lot of research, a lot of keeping up with the news, a lot of the industry news.
I was going to say, really? You're into politics? Because that's all that's on the news.
No.
Industry news.
Industry news, yes.
Are there some outlets that you could share?
I would say YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I've listened to a lot of podcasts about social media, and from there, it's people like me making this content, and then I learn what works for them, what doesn't work for them.
Yeah, and
So
it's a lot of trial and error too, and especially if it's an industry that you're still learning while you're working. So you're not coming in. Someone will hire you. You're not coming in knowing everything about their industry just yet. You're still doing your homework and you're figuring out, and then as you do more of that homework, you figure out where to attack.
Yeah.
And things like that.
Also, social media is changing every single week. There's a whole list of updates every single week. So algorithm changes, new features coming, stuff like that. It's important to stay on top of that because sometimes your content might not be working anymore. The numbers might not be where you want them to be, and you don't know why, and it could be because of one of these changes. So it's important to keep up on that.
I don't like the word algorithm. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
You know what? You remember the movie The Matrix when they had the stuff coming down? That's what I think about when I hear the word algorithm. I think it's imaginary
it's like
computer
we're in the future.
binary code or something. So let's talk a little bit about your community involvement. So you're involved in like a lot of different community groups and stuff. Tell us about some of the stuff you're involved in.
Yes. So I am. I'm on the Melville Chamber of Commerce's Next Gen Committee, and that is a group of younger professionals who, in all different industries, who are looking to connect and grow together. So I've really enjoyed being involved in that. We just visited Five Towns College, and we were talking to students about what we wish we knew when we were in college. So it's just a way to, I guess, to help our generation, because very often they're stuck behind their screens, and we want to get them out into the real world, because networking it's not anywhere near dying. You know what I mean? It's still alive and bright.
You're not learning about networking in college. You're not.
Yeah, you're not learning, and then it's like, what do you do when you get out of college? Like, nobody ever really told you about networking. So
I took the liberty of, I went to Carly's event at the YMCA 2 weeks ago, and I walked in and I saw this young guy, 20s, he's just hanging around. I'm watching it, and I'm only there 30 seconds, and I already, this is the guy I'm gonna go up to. What's up, bud? How you doing? Is this your first event? Yeah. Took him under my wing for the next half hour, talking to him, sharing with him. All of a sudden, he got a little looser. I'm like, so let's make sure we mingle around, make sure you go talk to people. You could just see the calm. Like, no one told him how to do this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm that guy that's willing to just come up and say, you're good, man. I'm your friend. I'm your friend for the night.
Great.
You need anything, you let me know. But come with me. I'll show you how I talk to people. You take what you want out of it. And by the end of the night, he was making his own friends.
That's great. Yeah, and we look for people like him to join, because it's crazy how our members have changed in only a couple months. We really get comfortable with each other. We not only we do these events, but we also like to have our we hang out. We have like group hangouts where we will go to somewhere in Huntington, somewhere local, and we'll just get to know each other on a personal level, and that makes going to those events so much easier for the more shy people.
I have to check out this Next Gen.
He was supposed to go. Oh, that was the tap room. That was something different. I gave him the wrong date. I gave him the right date, but told him the wrong date.
I was supposed to go to the tap room, and the next day I ended up going, and then not today.
Last two questions. You know what the first one is.
Yeah. Where's Carly in the next 5 years? Where's your company in the next 5 years?
Sure.
Charlotte Lane.
I mean, it's hard to say, because these past 6 months have just been amazing. I've been getting involved in these new groups. I met the two of you. It's just every day is a new day. My goal is to grow my business, have employees, really have this as a full-scale agency. That's the next steps for me.
Agency.
A facility.
Yeah.
Where you can a studio where you can create content.
Yeah.
You don't have to walk around with the green screen. You just set it up, even though you can still provide that for people who don't want to come to the studio.
Sure.
But.
And we're going to go to where we can find everybody. So So you have a couple of minutes to think a little more if you want to tell us who it's going to be.
Sounds good.
We'll start with you, Ty. How can we find you?
You can find me at thepackpros.com, and my email is TYE at thepackpros.com, and the number is 631-626-6290. Feel free to call me anytime, 8 to 8, text, email. I'll always answer. Feel free to come give you guys a free on-site estimate.
And you can reach me, Eddie Pods, at 631-334-8587 or eadelman@pods.com. If you're interested in having me come in and speak to your sales team or give your team some advice or just come in and do a book signing, I'd be happy to do that too. You can reach me at eddie@becomeasaleswarrior.com. Carly?
Sure. My name's Carly Hariton with Charlotte Lane Media. You can find me at charlottelanemedia.com, at Charlotte Lane Media on social media, and my phone number is 516-421-1117.
We'll see you on episode number 19 next week. Have a great day, all.